to Snooty Podcast.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Snooty Lounge Podcast, and I got a special guest here today. Let me go ahead and open my handy dandy notebook and go ahead and go into this intro. We got Miss Morgan Jackson. I call her Miss WALB from South Carolina. She's gonna tell you exactly where she's from. Played a couple sports in high school, and you know she's the face of WALB. Miss Morgan Jackson, how you doing?
Hi, Rodney Washington. Thank you for having me. Third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm, and I promise you we're gonna get it right.
First time on me, second time on you. This time we got it right.
For sure. So let's go ahead and get into the beginning. You are from, it starts with an S, and I want you to tell me.
I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina, born and raised there. I went to Spartanburg High School. Like Rodney said, I played a few sports. I started running track when I was a little girl, as well as playing basketball. Then after my 9th grade year of high school, I decided I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I became a cheerleader because I'm just so athletic.
So athletic, okay. But I also understand that you had a little broadcasting, like, you know, in your career that you foreseen, because you worked in, didn't you do a little radio back in the day when you was in school?
So when I was in middle school, I actually did the morning news, and I would say, I'm Morgan Jackson reporting to you live from the Eagles Nest, because the Eagles were our mascot. So that's kind of where it started for me, I guess you could say.
Okay. And then eventually, you know, you graduate, and then you got to choose the colleges. There's so many, you know, you could have went to Clemson like your little brother, or, you know, but you did choose to go to the South Carolina.
The University of South Carolina.
I got you. So what made you choose to go to that college?
So it's so funny you say this, because I'll never forget the day my dad and my brother, we went to go tour South Carolina. It was just like the worst day. It was raining. Me and my dad were arguing. If you know me and my dad do not argue. My dad is bald.
Right.
Like
that's my dog.
I'm his pride and joy, okay? Like we're best friends. And we were arguing that day, and I was like, I'd rather stay at home and go to community college than come here to the University of South Carolina.
What?
I was not going to South Carolina. I want to say I grew up a Clemson fan.
Okay.
But my brother's always been a Clemson fan since he was younger. And then my best friend, her dad played at Clemson, so we would like go to games and stuff growing up, whatever. But God had other plans. He said, I'm going to show you. You know, you make plans, God laughs.
Right.
And God definitely showed me. But it was definitely the place that I needed to be. I feel like it set me up for where I am now.
Then you went for journalism. So how was it, you know, getting those classes in journalism? And when was the first time you actually got on camera and got to do your thing on camera, per se?
My first time on camera? Ooh, when was that? I don't know, but at first, the college experience for me, my grades were not that good. My mom was like, you better get these grades right, you're going to have to come home. So I kind of got it together then, and then COVID hit when I was in college, so I actually spent like a year at home. But that was cool because I got to spend time with my brother because he was still in high school, be with my family. It was still weird because it was COVID. And then my senior year is when things really ramped up. We have this thing called senior semester at South Carolina.
Right.
Where we, the classroom operates like a newsroom for the whole semester. We were asking, can we get off early for Thanksgiving? Like, no, like we came in at 9, had the morning meeting, pitched our stories, and we went live at 5. So that definitely prepared me for all the things MMJ.
So what was some of the adversaries that you had while at South Carolina? Like, what was a point where you was like, man, like this is kind of getting a little difficult?
So it was actually my freshman year. So throughout high school and through middle school, so when I was in middle school, I was the student body president. 9th grade class president, 10th grade class president, 11th grade class president. 12th grade, I was a student body president.
You want to run for WLB? You want to be president of WLB?
So I was just like, I was big in the student council. That's really where my public speaking started to come in.
Okay.
Like I spoke at a lot of things at the high school or whatnot. Then my 9th grade year, my freshman year of college, I applied for student council. Like, I'm feeling good about it. Like, I make it to the last round of interviews and I don't get it. I don't even think I've ever went into detail of this, like, with my parents, but I was distraught. Like, you telling me I done been in student council all these years and I'm not good enough to be on y'all student government?
Wow.
Tore me up. Okay, that tore me up. So that was my first taste of, like, humbling, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
And then after that, I applied to be an RA. Made it to the last round of interviews, didn't get it. I'm like, why am I here? Why is nothing like working for my favor? Like I was so down. Like my freshman year, I didn't go any football games. If you know me now, like I love South Carolina football. Like I was just down so bad. I'm just like, what is this? But looking back on it, like I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I even remember like, I don't don't know who I thought I was. I just even remember some of the things I said in the interview. I'm like, you know what? They shouldn't have chose me. So, yeah.
Then eventually you get right, you graduate from South Carolina. So what was that feeling of like you walking across that stage and your family cheering you on, probably with some signs, probably
Lord,
trying to
I
embarrass
made
you a little
it. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. We've come to the end of the road. Okay. Because it seemed like it was all I could do to make it through those 4 years of college. Not that college was like super hard or anything, but like when people say college is not for everybody, like I get that.
Right.
But it was always instilled in me like education. I knew what I wanted to do. I had to have an education. But I remember towards the end of my college career, I like applied to a million jobs. And I just remember crying, like, am I going to get a job? Like, God, please give me a job. Like, I remember the outfits I had on. I'd be in my car crying like, God, please just give me a job. And my dad would say, like, everything's going to happen. Like, you're going to land where you needed to be. And it was around like April, I want to say, I applied to a job in Birmingham.
Right.
Me not knowing the market sizes, Birmingham is like one of the top markets in the country.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm sending my reel everywhere.
Right.
So the news director emails me back and he's like, you're not quite ready for this station. You're not quite ready for this market, but I really think you would be a great fit at WALB.
Okay.
Which is how I got in contact with who is my now news director, Jerry Goodman. So Jerry reached out to me. We hit it off, whatever. I came down here, interviewed. He offered me the job. Jerry told me he never looked at any of my references or anything. He just went based off what the man told me. And I never met this man from Birmingham ever.
Wow.
And that's how I ended up here.
That is so dope and so cool. But I got one more question about South Carolina. Just
Okay.
in recent events, Asia Wilson got recognized there.
Yes.
Such a very dope moment.
And she's actually she's not from too far from where I'm from. But I mean, she's just a trailblazer. I want to pair her shoes so bad.
So what was your reaction of just seeing her being able to give that speech and where her grandmother couldn't even walk on campus, had to walk around campus, and now they recognizing her? Just what's your thoughts on that?
Just seeing her statue and just seeing what she's been able to do for women's basketball, especially in women's sports, it's very inspiring.
It sure is.
And the fact that she's a Gamecock, it makes it even better.
It's always go Vols, but we gonna go ahead and
let's just not.
Let's go ahead and transition from there. So, you at WLB and you're Miss Sports. So, do you remember the first story that you ever did at WLB?
Okay, my first story I did was actually on Coach Johnny Gilbert.
Okay.
Who is no longer there. But I did that with the guy who I took his place. Like, I was following his footsteps. I took his place. He left when I came on.
Right.
But the first story I did by myself was on the Mariana Wright.
Okay.
One of I say right now, the best athlete to come out of Monroe that I've been able to see. She actually is at the University of Florida now. She'll be starting her freshman year. But she's the truth. And to see her just like progress and grow over the years. And that was my first story. Like, I remember that day. I was just so excited to just, like, I knew there was something special about her. Her family was so special. And I got to just see them over the years. I don't know. That was like the perfect first story for me because, I love track. So
Right on. So a lot of people see you do your stories and you post on social media. But like, can you please tell the Snooty crew and people who want to know, what is the day in the life of a sports reporter? Give these folks what's really going on.
I'm going to just give y'all a day in the life of a Friday night, okay? Because Friday nights are our longest
Always coming
days.
up, too.
Friday nights during football season. Now, if I'm doing good, if I'm really on top of it, I'll work out in the morning, say around like 9 a.m.
Yeah. You be posting it. I got you.
I'll be trying to get it in so I can get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? Get my
Gotcha.
mind right.
Right.
Go to the gym, whatever. Come home, listen to my praise and worship. Got to set the tone for the day. But that's every day for me. Got to set that tone, have that standard in my life.
Right.
So then I come home, shower, do my hair, do my makeup. And depending on where the story is or where the game of the week is, depends on how early I get to work. So say the game of the week is Lowndes Valdosta in Valdosta. So that's an hour and 30 minutes away from here.
Right.
So my boss and I started this thing this past season where we do like a lunchtime report kind of. We say it's like our college game day on like the smallest scale, but I love every minute of it. We go to a famous restaurant in Valdosta. Actually, this past year when it was Wintersville Classic, we went to Big Nick's. And so we do that at 2:30. So we probably left Albany about 12:30.
Yeah.
So I go there. We do our thing. It's about 30 minutes. We end around 3 o'clock. Cool. I get something to eat because I got to eat because it's a long day and I got to eat. If I don't eat, I'm in a bad mood. So I get something to eat and then I go live normally at 5 o'clock with the home team's coach. Just ask him a few questions about the game, see where his mind's at, whatever. Then I sit around at the stadium, and then at 6 o'clock, I'll interview the away team's coach.
Right.
Then after that, game time at 7:30, I'll sit in my car maybe in between, like cool off. If I sweat too much, if I bring a change of clothes, I change my clothes, touch up my makeup, do all the things. Then I go through the game. Thankfully, the past 2 years, I've had a photographer with me. His name's Tristan. He's the absolute best.
He's pretty
so
cool.
he records the game while I do this something I call like my drive summary. Right. Basically, every single drive, I'm writing down what happens.
Gotcha.
At halftime, I'll get the SD card from him out of the camera, edit first half highlights, and then after the game, if I'm not going live with the head coach, I'll interview the head coach, edit that, edit my highlights, write my script, send it back to the show. But I really like to interview the head coach, like the winning head coach, like in the 11 o'clock show. That's like the best, honestly, in my opinion. For Wintersville, I was able to do that. And so, you know, it's actually so crazy because people don't really understand what all goes into this. Right. We were at the Concrete Palace, which is where Lounge plays. And the internet is just not good there. So I finished editing my highlights. And normally, like I said, I have a photog with me and he'll stay and help me go live. The internet was so bad, he had to leave. So he ended up going to, I think he said Panda Express to have internet.
Right.
So I'm there. I'm setting up my camera by myself. I'm telling coach, like, hey, I need to interview you. I want to interview the quarterback. Meet me here at this exact time.
Boom.
So by this time, it's like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, our hit time is 11:07. Coach, I need you to be here at 11:05. So we come, do the interview, chop it up, ask him a few questions. Obviously, you know, Wintersville is a huge game. But this is for every game. Right. Every game. I'm going live at 11 o'clock. So I go live at 11 o'clock, do my thing after my hit is over, driving back to Albany. I get back here maybe like 2 a.m., between 1 and 2 a.m.
And the main thing that I wanted her to get to is that she's not going back to the studio. She's editing. She's doing everything at the stadium, probably in her whip or at the game or, you know, somewhat like that.
My little lawn chair, if you see me in that this season.
Yeah, I might try to take that lawn chair. But
yeah.
We're going to change the subject. But you have a sports director. His name is Aaron Muse, and he went to the Full Sail. He went to.
You know, we've been getting a lot of Full Sail people at WALB.
Shout out to Janier too.
Yeah.
But, so how was it meeting Aaron and just the working relationship that you guys have is fantastic.
When Aaron and I met, I don't remember the exact day, my first day at work, because I was just so inundated. Okay, like I gotta make a good impression.
Right.
But he said I came off very strong, very like I'm here, which honestly I probably did because if you know me, that's kind of my personality.
Yeah.
But I say when Aaron and I first started, it was like the blind leading the blind because Aaron made a career change. So this was his first job in news. And obviously this is my first job out of college. But I think that made us closer, just going through those growing pains together and just to see the growth that we've been able to like do here in the sports department. It's been so cool. It's been so fun. We've had some tough days, some tears, but we made it through.
That's what's up. And then I called Janier yesterday to get some 411 info on you. And I, learned a couple things.
411 info? Oh, gosh. Y'all know what Janier could have said about me.
In the words of Chris Tucker on Rush Hour, did G4 classify? Did G4 team classify? I'm
going to get her.
What you mean? Like, it was all good. So she told me you was confident. Like, that's the first thing she said, you was confident and all that. And she told me that, like, you were super foodie. Like everywhere you go, like you always trying, try different restaurants. Like what got you so intrigued on this food tip? See, she didn't do you that bad. Shout out to Janier though.
That was her kind way of calling me big bag. But
whoa.
That's okay. Growing up, my brother and I used to watch Food Network a lot.
Yeah.
I'll never forget one day we like made a poached egg. I ain't never had a poached egg in my life. I ain't never had a poached egg since then. So it's basically, I learned this on Food Network. My brother and I used to watch it all the time.
Okay.
So basically you boil water. Okay. You put I think we put a little bit of salt in it, and then you stir it. You keep it going. You get it like a tsunami, not a tsunami, like a tornado. Like you get it going. You crack the egg in it raw. And so it's like the outside of the egg, like it turns into like the egg white, but the inside is all runny.
Okay.
Ain't never had a poached egg in my life, but our parents just always supported whatever we want to do. So we would always watch Food Network. And then my mom loves to try new restaurants, which is something I love to do. If there was a new restaurant in town, we're going to try it. If we go out of town, we're not eating somewhere we have back at home. So that's me now. Like I'm all over South Georgia. Like you go somewhere, I got a place in Valdosta, I got a place in Clinch County I got a place in Moultrie that I like. I got everywhere I go, Douglas, I got a place that every place I go, I have a place this is my little stop.
I have an idea for you.
Okay.
You should start a new Eating with Morgan. Or
See, so that's what the lunchtime thing was supposed to be, because at first I was like, maybe I should do something at the stadiums and like some schools have cool concession stand stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how we got it with the game of the week thing that we do at 2:30. We go to different restaurants in each town. So Yeah, so I get my little fix.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to kind of go
and
back.
show local businesses some love.
Shout out to all the local businesses.
Yeah.
Go to the mom and dad restaurants. But I kind of want to get back to WLB a little bit.
Okay.
You know the skin that we have. You're a black woman reporter. So how is it? Just being a woman reporter and just the experiences on that like that.
So far, I have had the best experience here. I tell people all the time I can't imagine starting my career anywhere else. And I will say WALB does a really good job of bringing people of color on.
Yes,
and it's something that a lot of people tell me, the older folks in the community, they're like, we're not used to seeing this much color on TV. And I'm like, really? Like, a lot of our staff is African American. I think our bosses and stuff do a good job of being inclusive. And it's nice being in a place where you're seen, you're heard, like you're valued. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It might change as for the further I go up, but right now everything's been good.
And I also want to talk about a special day. And, it was the day when you brought your dad to work. I saw it on your Instagram. It was so cool that, that your relationship you had with your father, your mother, and you are a quote unquote daddy's girl. So I got it.
Gosh, I'm tearing up again.
I know. So I need to hear it again. Like, just
I didn't
what
think
is
this
it?
was gonna happen again.
Just, shout out to Snoot Lines Podcast and shout out to you too. But just what is it? Just the experience of just having your family rocking with you, how they do. Like when I see, like we work in some events different ways, and your pops, they always holler at me. He's just so cool. That's my dog.
Yeah,
I
just have the best parents. I think God couldn't have picked better parents for me. Why am I crying? Thank you. Mm-hmm. The older I get, the better. The more I have like a deeper appreciation for them. I told you my mom was a principal growing up. Yes. I thought she was so strict. I felt like when she came home, she was like still the principal. And it's like, God, can you just be my mom? But now that I'm on the other side of it and I'm like a young woman, just being in the world, like, I feel like they raised me the right way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like, yeah, they were hard on me, but I think I'm who I am because of who they are. You know what I'm saying? And to see them support me, my mom, she didn't really necessarily want me to move to Albany because when we came down here, it was on a Sunday. It was like a ghost town. Like, nobody was here. Right. She's like, you want to live in the middle of nowhere? You're not going to be making a lot of money. And I remember, I'm a crier. As you can see, I'm in the car. I'm like, y'all just have to support me. Just support me. And they've been so supportive of me. Like, whenever they come down, like my dad even told me, he's like, this season I got to come down, try to get to an ASU game or get to a VSU game. Because hopefully, I'm hoping, I don't know if I should say this, but the quarterback for VSU, my dad actually coached him in Little League.
What?
So he actually went to a VSU game with me this past year. He got in like one snap, but this year, we're thinking it might be easier. But he keeps up with all the teams and everything. They'll like watch me. And I'm just like, they're just like my number one fans.
Man, that is so cool and so dope. But
yeah.
Also in 2024, you won the local best sports anchor for Albany Herald. Like, what was that, feeling of, like, I'm the one, like, I'm betting y'all. I come home
and I see this thing on my desk and then my news director is like, everybody in the newsroom, I want to tell you, Morgan. I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, this is like something I would have never expected. But it was just extremely sweet and flattering to see that the people in the community would vote for me for that. Because they've been through a lot with me. Even like your grandma said when she met me, she's like, you come a long way. Yeah. I've come a long way.
Trust me, Nanny loves you. And honestly, when I talk to people about you or like people say stuff, they always big up you and tell you how much that you grew in here. And like, you're the face of sports down here. Just
am I?
To me, in my opinion,
I think we're a team. I think we all compliment one another.
So if you had to do one specific thing, I guess as a sports reporter, like being in the field, going live, or being in the studio, which one you prefer and
Definitely
why?
not in the studio. That's like
why? Like what's
least on my list. It just something about being in the studio does not do it for me. That teleprompter, it's like I forget all English. It's like my words can't come together. I can't string a sentence together, even though I'm literally reading. I think it's because growing up, like, popcorn reading, they're calling you to read.
Yes.
See, that's how I am. I ain't never want to read in front of nobody.
I feel
like that's what teleprompter gives for me. I don't know. It's kind of like a mind thing. But I love being out in the community. Like, give me a live shot to do after a game, my favorite, or just a story on an athlete, like an in-depth story.
Right.
Those are my favorites.
And you've been here for about 3 years now. What have you learned the most about Miss Jackson being here?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Doing some good journalism. I got you saying that. So
I know you're doing good. I would say what I've learned about myself.
Yes.
One, I'm stronger than I think, for sure. Living on my own has taught me that. I'm way stronger than I ever thought that I was.
Right.
And two, God's plan is way better than anything I could ever imagine. I thought he moved me here just for a job. His purpose for moving me here was so much bigger than that. And it's kind of just taught me to trust in him. Like, people ask me all the time, where do you want to go next? Where do you want to go next? If I can live in what I call small Albany, Georgia, I can live anywhere. God's time and his plan is way bigger, way better than what I ever could think I want for my life.
And shout out to Drake, God's plan. But this also made me think about something that Janaire also told me, that you got really.
I'm glad she said I was confident. That's a compliment.
Facts. And she also said you got bigger into religion here. What made you, get more deeper into religion when you got here to Albany?
So this is why I say God moving me here was so much bigger than just myself. I actually ended up having a roommate.
Okay.
I allowed someone to move in with me who we've become very close. But
hope they pay they have.
Her and her daughter moved in with me.
Okay.
And this is why I say, like, my purpose here was so much bigger than that. It was just something on my heart, just like help them out, let them move in.
Right.
And she would go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
And growing up, I always went to church, but like in my adult life, I never went to church consistently. Like when I first moved here, I tried to go to church a little bit. It sounds bad, but I just wasn't in the space to do it. I worked on Sundays. I was trying to figure it out. Like, that was my main focus. I just wasn't there. And so she invited me to church one Sunday. Raymond Word Cathedral has absolutely helped me just transform my life. Shout out to Bishop Victor L. Powell. He's a great leader, a great teacher. But she just invited me to go to church, and I started going every single Sunday. And then even after she left, stopped living with me, she called me. Are you up? Get up. Not a good morning. Like, how are you doing? Good morning, sunshine. Get up. It's time for church. Get up. It's time for church. And that's just kind of how I've really grown in my faith, and it's given me a greater perspective on, like, I'm able to see things from a different lens. You know what I'm saying? And then I got baptized in February. And they say, like, oh, you get baptized, you're never the same or whatever. I thought it was going to be this thing where I'm like, oh, I'm trying to live better. Like, I'm making this conscious effort, which I am. It was just like, it happened so naturally for me. And I've just looked back on me just like months ago, like, it's honestly like a supernatural experience. Like, God he's just doing a work in me, and I just know he's not done with me yet. And I tell people that all the time. I don't know, I just feel it in my loins. Like, God has something big in store for me.
So in the next 10 years or 15 years, where would you, in your best case scenario, want to see yourself?
Wherever the good Lord has me, honestly. But I would like to be a mom and a wife.
Okay,
But as far as career goes,
yes.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would move to Texas. I would love to get to Charlotte. I would love to be on the national stage by then. But honestly, wherever God takes me, I'm willing to follow.
So also, let's say it may be a younger person who may want to get into the sports field or just do anything or just want some confidence. What would you tell a young person who want to chase their dreams?
Don't be afraid to get away from home. I think that's where the most growth happens. Like you say, me growing in my faith, I feel like me moving here was my season of separation. Like, I needed to move here to find God. I always knew him, but I've really built my foundation here. So don't be afraid to get away from home. It's okay. My dad always said, go away, see if you can fly. And if you can't, come back home. That's all right. Just make the right decision. So don't be afraid to go away from home. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself.
There you go.
And can't nobody advocate for you and believe in you the way you believe in you. So don't ever let anybody dim your light, no matter where you go. And then as far as if you want to get into this industry, make sure you have a reel.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah, make sure you have a reel.
Any advice that would you have for me as far as keep going into this field of journalism and sports?
I would say just keep doing your thing. Obviously, it was unfortunate what happened with your station. But I would say just continue to do this podcast. I think it's great. Obviously, things are changing. Podcasts are becoming more and more popular. So no matter where you go, always try to continue to do this. And then I know you're searching for a job now. I would say just trust in God. I feel like when the time is right, God will make it happen.
You're right, too, on that, too. So is there any more question that you have for me? Normally, this is what you be doing. Normally, you're the one who's talking, asking the question. Do you have any questions for me?
I know, it's so weird to be asked all these questions.
Any questions you have for me or anything that you want to know
I
about?
want to know what made you start this podcast, when you started it.
I started in 2022 when I was at Full Sail. And like during COVID, I remember I posted tagging my brother and my cousin, like, we need to start a podcast one day. So when I actually went to school at Full Sail and, they gave us the cameras and all that type of stuff, I started it. And my first episode was literally, I won on Prize Picks and I was talking about the Braves. And
Wait, you won money on Prize Picks and that's what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Prize Picks. But I won a little 60 piece and we was basically giving like analytics of the game. So at first it was kind of like a first take type of thing, and then it transitioned to I used to do fandom press conferences, act like I'm a fan of the Falcons, and I wear a jersey and talk about the game after the game. And then interviews came along when I got, I think, a little more confident to ask a question and not making it a close end every time. Like, like, are you, doing something? They always got to answer yes and a no. So. And that was the main reason why I started it. I like to give people a voice, and it's just dope to be able to conversate and make some content.
Now, when you were at South Georgia TV, what is one thing you learned, like the biggest thing you learned from your time there?
That teamwork is dream work. I mean, you learn that you have to be a one-man band. We edit everything, we shoot most of the stuff, and, we edit evereverything. And
we does it all.
We do it all. But sometimes collaboration is good too, like taking people advices, because I used to when I first started, in a way I used to always say hello South Georgia, or like I didn't get to the story quickly. And just learning from Reese, shout out to Reese by the way, learning from him and getting some good advice, and shout out to Aaron too. Aaron used to look out, you too. I honestly, I used to hit up everybody for advice. So getting collaboration and y'all telling me how to perfect my craft when I was working there, it helped me out a lot, and I always appreciate y'all for that.
Last question, who is your favorite South Georgia sports reporter?
Shout out to Mr. Jenkins in the band. But it's Morgan Jackson. She's about that action. And I think we do this interview, we're gonna have some good social media traction. See, come on now, bars.
You're a little corny, but
we're trying. We're trying.
like
We're trying. Thank you. And also, thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah,
pod.
thank you
We're
so
gonna
much for
slide
having
it.
me.
We're gonna slide the Jimmy's, grab a couple of Jimmy's before we
yeah,
get
I'm
out
hungry.
All right, but I got you. I got like $2. I got you. But thank you, Ms. Jackson, for coming on to the pod. And also, we are in Studio J in Mr. Adrian Jenkins' beautiful studio. It's nice, it's elaborate, and it's
Very
great.
nice.
Very nice it is. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we out.
Welcome to Snooty Podcast.